Oh, an error.
There we go.
Are we in?
I think we are. Hello and welcome, everyone. We are at day 2. You guys had fun yesterday, yes?
Oh my gosh, such a great day yesterday. And we are back for more. It is Personal Development Day. It's going to be a good one.
I'm excited about that.
Which I'm still getting my screen all set up properly so that it actually works. So a couple of things. The two of you are going to be handling a bunch of interviews with a bunch of brilliant and amazing people. I already said this to Krista, but I need to say it to you, Corey. Joshua is going to be on today, so give him a particularly hard time.
Okay.
Exactly.
We can do that.
On a serious note, I wanted to also just mention as well, for those of you who are enjoying this giveaway, and just to be clear about this, our first day actually rocked it in terms of people choosing to get the gifts, results for our participants. Like, it's been really, really cool. One of the things I wanted to let people know about before I hand it over to the two brilliant ladies is this. If joint ventures and growing your business using joint ventures is remotely interesting to you, you really should consider participating in the 5-partner and 5-day Joint Venture Jumpstart Challenge. And it's a free Facebook challenge. By the way, I just got back from the dentist and I feel like my lip is down like on my chin. So if I'm speaking strangely, that is why, or more strangely, perhaps is a better way to put that. But anyway, on Monday, 5 partners in 5 days, the JV Jumpstart Challenge begins. And if any of you are entrepreneurs, which I think that you are, most of this challenge, most of this giveaway is aimed at entrepreneurs, I would love, 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 love for you to participate and play in that. Now, I'm going to put the link in the chat window there. And Krista, I know you've done the 5 partners, 5 days a couple of times. Anything you would add to that?
I love participating in it and meeting all the people who come in for the first time, and then hearing our members who are a really high level taking it or participating in the challenge every time. So really, regardless of whether you're not even sure what a joint venture is and you haven't done it, or you've been doing them for years, it is a really beneficial and fun challenge. I mean, we get people from all over the world with a whole variety of different backgrounds, just like you'll see here today and all week in the giveaway. It's a great sampling of who is in the JVology community, and that's who comes to the challenge. And it does challenge you, but it really is giving you the direction, a little something to do each and every day to understand more and more what a joint venture partnership is in this online capacity, or as entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, and gives you just a little something to do. So even if you're busy, which we all are, you can still chime in and take one action step with us every single day. And you will absolutely, hands down, leave with at least 5 partners in 5 days. Just because that sounds good, but honestly, who's ever left with 5? Like, if you're in it and doing it and playing full out, they always leave with more than 5 partners. Which is fantastic.
And I just actually put the link in the chat for anybody who wants to go visit it. And you'll see on the page, like, there's a friend of ours, Kimberly, she got 37 JV partners through our free 5-day challenge, which, by the way, imagine what it would be like to come to JVology Live or to be one of the mastery members where there's that constant deal flow. But 37 in 5 days, good Lord.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, wow. Mustafa's another one who he's said all the people that he met, his calendar is full. He estimated how much money he's going to make from that, all from a free 5-day challenge that is led by you, Jay.
And honest to goodness, I love that challenge. It is a ton of fun. But let's shift gears back to game. Well, by the way, that's a freebie, which, by the way, we just had a staff meeting and Brad said, it's like, shouldn't we have our 5-day challenge as one of the gifts for people? So yes, so now we're going to just add that to the list as well. But honest to goodness, the link is right there. Go jump in and we will serve and support you tremendously. So today, our topic is personal development.
One of my favorites.
And yesterday, every day is a different topic, but some of our guests are not necessarily part of that because scheduling conflicts and things like that. So most of our guests, I think almost all of them today, are personal development. So that's good. It's a fun topic.
Personal development is, even if you are watching and you are not an entrepreneur, or you don't own your own business, maybe that area is not as interesting to you. Everyone can benefit from personal development and the different unique, and you'll see it's not just everyone doing the same thing. We have 10 or 12 people today. Each one has their own specific unique niche on how they approach that. Just like I work with teens, and we have other people who are working more on the nutrition side, and some that are more with mindset, and some that are, women over the age of 45. Or there's everyone has their own special, unique expertise, and that's the fun about doing these interviews today, is to see who that is, and of course go and get their gift.
Awesome. Now, two quick mechanical things. One of which is, gang, if you are watching, because we share these broadcasts, we have 70 plus contributors. We've shared it all throughout our Facebook pages, all those sorts of things. But one of the things that really helps make this show a little bit more fun, where we can connect with you and you can ask some of our guests questions and those sorts of things, is you really should come and watch the show where it's being broadcast, which is our business page. And to do that, you should either click the video or just in the upper left-hand corner, which would be like above Corey's head in terms of how I see it, it'll say Jay Fazette page, and you click there, it takes you to the broadcast page. And then you can go and say, hello, tell us where you're from, tell us who you are, and that way you can interact with our brilliant guests. So that's mechanic number one. And mechanic number two is, Corey, you do look a little bit dark. So when I bounce off here, because I'm not going to be here for the entire piece, I'm going to come down and try and fix your light, because it still does look a little bit dark on my end. Other than that, I'm out.
Great, thank you.
Have fun.
And I just started.
See you later.
So who knows what will happen? Right, it's been interesting. The sky is dark and the rain is pounding. That's not going to stop us.
Seriously?
Yeah, seriously.
I can't hear anything, so that's good.
All right, so we are together, and
hi, Kathleen. I think you sort of have it fixed. Good to see you, my dear.
I feel like I have a shadow.
Okay, so now you're brighter.
Yeah. Okay, that's better. We're good. Lighting's better.
All right, looking great.
Hi, Kathleen.
Hello. My lighting's gone because the sun is in the clouds right now. So I'm a little limited.
You look great.
So we are very happy to have Pastor Kathleen Panning here with us. She is a huge contributor and a very wonderful member of our JVology community. And we're excited to have you back again and to hear what it is that you are up to. And then, of course, we want to know what your gift is. But tell us who you are, Kathleen.
Well, I am a pastor, retired these days, but I coach and mentor other faith leaders, both those who are professionals in ministry, as well as leaders within faith communities. And I have two little, very valuable, I think, mini courses that I'm sharing this time around.
Oh, tell us about them.
Yeah, let's hear.
Well, the first one is called 7 communication keys that unlock your leadership genius. We all know how to communicate, right?
I'm better than others.
Well,
right. And we learn things from our family, from the media, from school, all kinds of places. Some of those are more useful than others in ways that we communicate. But there are 7 of these little keys that I share. These are very short. Some of the videos are, 5 minutes. One gets to be maybe 20 or a little bit less. And they're seemingly very simple. But when put into practice, they can make a big difference. And just as a little example, how many times have you heard or maybe even said, he, she, it makes me so angry, happy, mad, sad, glad, whatever?
all the time I hear that, especially from my kids.
Yep.
It's always my fault.
Yeah, right. But that word make in there has a great impact on what we're actually saying. And if we take the word make out, it's something like, how did you feel when? Or when that happened, I became, and then the experience. And the little video I have on that shares what the impact of that is and how that can make a pretty big difference in what we feel. And that's just one of the 7 keys that are in that first part of the gift. And then the second gift it's about, well, I call them alligators. It's kind of a cute little term for people when, we all times where we're kind of biting at each other and snipping and things like that. And the truth is that even underneath those kinds of times, we each have a gift, and that gift kind of gets lost in the mix when things aren't going so well. And this is a way of helping people identify what that gift might be, and then some little clues and tidbits about how to help somebody go from gator mode back to gift mode. So that's what the second one is about.
It's so beneficial. Like how we speak and the words that we choose to say, the phrases have such an impact. And it sounds like what you're sharing, Kathleen, is making these small, subtle adjustments. It's not hard to do, but just having an awareness of choosing new phrases that are common phrases you'd say all throughout the day can really have a positive impact on the person you're talking to.
Very, very much so. And actually, I recommend, you could go through either one of these little courses. They're all videos in about an hour, and fine, do that. But then come back and go through them individually again and spend a little time, especially with the 7 keys one. I recommend you spend a whole day. Watch the video and then spend at least a day thinking about that key and what it means and how you can implement that. And then with the gators, think about, okay, when was the last time somebody did something that I found annoying or aggravating or whatever? And think about the 7 gators there and which one might they be and what might be the gift underneath. Right. So spend some time with them.
Yeah, and it's go ahead, Corey.
I was just going to say what you talked about earlier about you make me. It sounds like one of the communication keys is speaking accountably. Would that be, like I'm taking ownership for this negative feeling I'm having. It's not you making me feel that way. Does that make sense? Is that one of the ideas in there? That's a different way of putting it than what I said in the video, but it's very true. Instead of becoming a victim of somebody else's behavior, right. I am taking the ownership, and when I take the ownership, then I have the ability to change something. Right. But if I'm a victim of somebody else, then I'm at a loss. Yeah.
So true. I was thinking the same thing, Corey, but you and I have had a lot of similar training, so our brains are like, that accountability piece, right? I know it's powerful. It's powerful both to the person you're talking to and for yourself to stop saying he made me feel a certain way. So on that, actually kind of fun as we're going back and forth here, my other thought was, how beneficial would it be to do this with somebody else, like either in your household or as a friend? Because sometimes we don't recognize what we're saying as much as those who are listening to us closely. Would this be kind of a nice thing to do with someone?
Oh, definitely. Yeah. And with children in your family, get them sensitive to some of these things as well, starting early. And it can have a profound effect. But do it with family members, do it with colleagues, friends, whoever, as a way of joining together in this. Since I work with faith leaders, do it with your staff, do it with your ministry team, church board, whatever the leadership is, and go through them together. You can easily do that.
And Kathleen, do you work primarily with faith leaders, or do you also work with anybody that is interested in improving their communication, or is that your kind of target market?
My target market is generally faith leaders, but this material can work with anybody. And I'm certainly willing to work with other people as well. But my target market is that's the area I know best. So is the faith community. But, a lot of people are members of a faith community and may not feel comfortable doing it with their community. So yeah, reach out.
Mm-hmm. That sounds interesting.
Yeah, it really does. I'm going to put the gift back up before we ask you our fun question of the.
Are you ready?
I never know what's coming out of this.
Neither do we.
One more time so everyone can see. Again, today is personal development. So Kathleen's gift, as well as most of them today, will be under the personal development category. You can scroll right down and find the leadership skills mini course. Okay, so here we go. Are you ready for your question of the day?
Sure, fire away.
Good. We don't want to put you too much on the spot. Are you a cat person or a dog person?
Oh, definitely dog.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
I have 2 dogs. They are outside right now. One is a Lab Shepherd mix, and she's about 13 years old. And the other is a treeing Walker Coonhound. Both of them are rescues. And when the hound dog sees deer, he gets kind of loud, and my neighbors don't always appreciate him. So.
Yay, you're a dog person. I think most of us here are dog people.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Kathleen. And again, as Krista said, under the personal development tab on the JVologyGiveaway.com website, make sure and go over to Kathleen's area, the leadership skills mini course bundle. It sounds like you have lots of great stuff there, and click on get gift, and it's valued at $116. So that's a great one. Thank you so much for sharing that with us today.
Oh, thank you. And everybody have great fun with the giveaway. There's lots of good stuff here.
Yes.
Thank you. One, I know we're trying to wrap up, but you've done the 5-day challenge, correct?
No, I haven't. All right. I gotta think about that. I'm working on a webinar coming up too, so I got to think about my time commitments here.
Exciting stuff. What about JVology Live?
Definitely. I've been to several of those. So
why do you keep coming back for more? What is it about JVology that you?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Always. Anything Jay does, I like. I've been involved with Jay and company since Mastermind to Millions times and things like that. And always good stuff and good people that come and participate as well. So yeah.
Great. Well, very good. We're looking forward to seeing you at the next one.
Yep.
Thanks, Kathleen.
Thank you.
Yes, JVology Live is coming up soon. Again, can you believe it, Corey?
Very quickly next week. Or not next week. Sorry, I'm thinking of the challenge. Next month.
Next month. Yes. And on online again.
Yes.
The virtual event in June was so successful, and we got such great feedback that even if we did have the ability to move around, everyone asked to do that again virtually. So it'll be as good and better. And
I was surprised at how many people said they preferred the virtual event to a live event. There were a lot of people that felt just more comfortable, and it was easier to reach out and connect with people just from their computer, from being at home. And that feedback surprised me, but it was very nice to hear.
Yes, it certainly was. And I also feel like we are getting more and more global. And the fact that it is online doesn't restrict anyone from coming.
Yeah, you don't have to travel. You don't have to make all those arrangements. We had people from all over the world. It was very, very cool.
It really was. And to see people who committed and changed their entire time schedule around to join us from the other side of the world. Hi, Robin. How are you?
Hey, Robin.
Hey, Corey. Hi, Krista. How are you?
We're doing great. It's so good to see you.
I'm doing well.
You're in Seattle right now. Are you? That's where you're okay? Because I know you've been kind of traveling around a bit. So
I'm in Seattle this week for sure.
Good. Well, welcome to the JVology giveaway. Robin, you've been a part of our community, Jay's community, both Mastermind to Millions and JVology, for many years, and we really appreciate and value what you do and contribute in our in so many different ways. But let's shine a light on what you are up to right now, and let you talk about your fabulous gift. So tell us about you, Robin.
Thank you. So I'm really excited about my gift, and this is the third time I've participated in the JVology giveaway, and every time it's fun, and they're just great people that participate. And it's in fact, I just got off the phone with somebody who got my gift last year, and she literally just hung up and said, I learned so much, and it was so meaningful. So it's great when it comes back, right? Like really, that just happened.
Yeah.
So I'm excited.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah, it was really cool. So my gift is in the personal development part, which I know this is what we're talking about today, and it's called the Klepto Code, 6 steps to stop stealing from yourself. So I know people think that's a strange name, but really it has to do with all of the things that we say yes to, and then never close the loops. So we leave these open loops, right? So we say, yes, we'll do this, and yes, we'll do that. And if we don't complete it, then we've got something hanging around in our brain is an incomplete. And those incompletes, when they're with ourselves, they can cause us a lot of confusion. When they're with other people, it's not just confusion. It is confusion, but it's not just confusion. It can actually, some people call it a trust account, right? I have a trust account with you, Corey, but if I keep, leaving undones, you start to trust me less. And so now it's had an impact on our relationship. So my course is all about that, closing the open loops, how to do that in a way that doesn't damage you or the other person, and then how to prioritize the things that really are important and get those things done and acknowledge them. So I just kind of went through it really quickly, but that's really what the course is about.
And those open loops for me drain my energy, because it's so funny. They're always kind of in the back of my mind, and something that might only take me 15 minutes to do, I've been thinking about for a week. It's like an energy drainer, energy stealer. So I get that.
Yeah. And that's why I call it stop stealing from yourself, because that's really what happens. If we just close the loops, if we just said, hey, guess what? I'm not able to do that. Can we come up with another agreement? Can we end this some way or resolve it? Like that would be monumental. Just making a phone call you promised to make, or making good on something you said you would do, or renegotiating and saying, actually, I can't. So how can we create a win from this, right? And so I have that funny story about my secretary from way back when I graduated from graduate school, first job out of the gate. And she and I've been friends for like 30 years, and she's 20 years older than me. And I've had an agreement with her that I would call her. And I was out of integrity with that. I had called her, but she didn't have her voicemail set up. So I tried her a few times, and finally I was just like, oh my gosh. Well, the way it sat for her was I didn't call her. And the way it bothered me was her name is Karen. My best friend's name is Karen. So I'd be on the phone with Karen, my friend, and thinking of the other Karen, like, dang, I need to call her. Or I get an inquiry from somebody named Karen, and boom, I'm off thinking about Karen, right? Like, that's crazy. So when I did get a hold of Karen, I told her, the impact it had on me was I was frustrated, and that was because she didn't have her messages set up, but I wasn't feeling good about it. It was bothering me. It was distracting me. It was waking me up. It was taking me out of my present moment, which is stealing. It's stealing.
Yeah.
It's stealing for me. So I love cleaning that stuff up, because then I just get to be, more energetic, more focused, more in the moment, and not so distracted. Yeah.
It can be that mood dragger that you almost can't quite identify. Where you're just like, you're not quite as perky and on point as you'd like to be. And you're not even exactly sure why, but it's that small subtlety of just not doing what you said you needed to do. I love that you're helping people really bring this to the forefront and changing it. So in your gift, Robin, how do you help them change it?
Well, I take them through a process. So get clarity on what's most important. and then make a list in just one area to start with. Make a list of all of the outstanding commitments, promises, and agreements that come to mind, even over a couple of days, because if you let your brain work on it, it'll bring back things from 20 years ago, right? Or from last week or whatever. And then evaluate those and eliminate. I teach people how to have those accountable conversations with themselves and with other people. And then prioritize what's left, take action, and then observe and acknowledge the things that you've taken action on, so that we start building that habit of success. And I do keep my word. So I take them through the whole process.
Well, and I think we all have relationships where there's certain people, like I would go to, there's such a high level of trust that I know if they say they're going to do something, they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Right. Like, and there's other relationships where I'm like, yeah, I'm not sure. So that's so important when you're dealing with, clients and other, other entrepreneurs or your friends or your family, like that you're somebody that will follow through and that people know they can trust. I like that.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference in personal relationships and relationships with people that I work with, right?
Yeah.
If they can count on me, then they count on me. And it's
exactly. Are you ready, Krista?
Yes, let's do it. Oh, this is such a good one. All right, so Robin, we've been asking a random question for every guest, and Charisse is in the back of the studio here, behind the scenes, and she's feeding us questions, and I think she's picked a great one for you. It is.
It doesn't involve zombies.
What do you do? I know this is not an if, but a when you sing karaoke, Robin, what song will you be picking next time we're all out partying together?
So that's a good question. Let's see. I'm trying to think. What's that song by the Monkees? I had to say that for Ann Gordon. She knows why I said that. Day Trippin', I think it's the Monkees.
Oh, good.
But Ann will appreciate that.
That's awesome.
It's a great song. Anyway.
Yeah. Good. Well, we can't wait till we can actually come out to Seattle where you are sometime in 2021 to do JVology Live. Yeah. That was in the plans for this year. Robin is one of our Global Lounge hosts that is really in charge of that. It's the whole Seattle area. So we're excited about that. All right. Thank you so much. We are running on to the next guest. It's always a pleasure to see you. And I'll let Corey take it from here.
Yeah. Thank you, Robin. That's what happens when you're running late. You get that. You're done.
All right. I think we can still tell, even though Robin's not here, you can still tell everyone to go find her gift. So
yes. So under the personal development tab, and it's Robin Quinn Keene, the Klepto Code, 6 repeatable steps to stop stealing from yourself. So click on Get Gift, and she will help you out with keeping those commitments and agreements with yourself. And I think that's huge.
Such clever wording.
It is.
Here we are. Welcome.
Hi.
Hi, Tiffany.
So good to see you both.
You too.
You as well. I just recently was a guest on your podcast, which was such a pleasure. And so it's so nice to have you here talking about empathy and getting to share your kind heart with the world. So tell us a bit about who you are.
Well, I am an empathic, sensitive, intuitive healer that has been getting paid for healing since I was 8 years old. I started charging $1 for 10 minutes. That was the beginning of my entrepreneurial career. And I've
learned how to
continued nonstop. What?
Hopefully you've learned how to charge.
Oh, yeah.
Better by now.
Oh, yes. Yes. And I realized I should put my headset in. And I've been teaching transformation workshops for over 20 years, meditation since I was a teenager. I have been helping a lot with healing for COVID and COVID-related things. Yet my primary healing is to help people to heal those deep core wounds so that they feel loved, seen, heard, safe, and that they belong.
Is there a process? I'm reading up on your gift here. Is there a certain process you use for that, Tiffany? I mean, outside of meditation?
I intuitively go in and just see as an observer what is in their blind spot, what is in their subconscious that's blocking them from the life that they want, having more health, more money, healthier, happier relationships. And so in this owning your value gift that I'm giving to people, we're going into different areas of your life. So the first day is about owning your value in relationships. So what subconscious beliefs and old wounds are in the way of you actually being present, available, and owning your value in relationships? And then day 2 is about owning your value in the workplace. And day 3 is owning your value as an entrepreneur. So if you want to see what might be hidden underneath the surface, I'd be happy to guide you through that healing process.
That's so incredibly helpful and useful for people to recognize what it is that's holding them back. And we often can't do it ourselves and need to tap into someone who has gifts or skills that can see those blind spots, as you call them, to help us move forward and to really claim your power and get to the goal that you're looking to accomplish. Tell us some of the patterns that you see that people come to you. What are they struggling with?
Not good enough, not worthy enough. Maybe some of those financial blocks are because of some inner child wounds where perhaps a family member used to talk about it's hard to make money, or money doesn't grow on trees, or money is bad, money is evil, or some variation of that. And so that is affecting their self-confidence, their self-worth, their receptivity, their willingness to be open and available and play big and put themselves out there to be seen and heard, because it's vulnerable. As entrepreneurs, it's vulnerable to be in that space. So when we can go in and gently, lovingly heal those, then they can show up in the full essence of who they are.
No, that's beautiful. Now, I know that you do a podcast and video show. You want to tell us, our audience, about that? They may have some, I'm sure you have empaths out there who would love to follow and learn from you.
Yes, I have a podcast called Soul of an Empath. You can catch it on Apple Podcast. And I'm excited. I have the first 4 or 5 episodes up right now, and I'm going to be releasing a new one each week. And I'm going to alternate between interviewing my peers and facilitating healing and coaching sessions and teaching some topics. So it's a lot of fun. And then I have a Knowing You show, which I live stream through StreamYard like this, where I'm interviewing 1 to 2 people in my empathic community each week. A lot of them are entrepreneurs, and we learn more about one another. We, I ask you what your story is and what your gifts are and how you're contributing to the world and what free gift you want to give to people. And so that's been a really fun way for my entrepreneur friends to get out there.
Oh, wow. You're busy.
I am. And I have access to all of those at highlyperceptivepeopleacademy.com. And so you can catch all the recordings as well as sign up to be interviewed by me or to receive healing as a guest on my podcast. So I do. I've got lots of fun stuff. God keeps me busy. I just keep emptying and saying, okay, Lord, you're the doer, not me. I'm your hands and feet. Just let me be your instrument. And it's been a great opportunity to shift out of body consciousness into soul consciousness and just let it come through.
Wow. And do we have specific information about your gift that you're offering? I know, like all of what you do. Is there anything else you want to add about the gift that you're offering to our JV?
Mm-hmm. Who needs to grab this gift?
People who need to own your value. If you're not making enough money, it's probably because you're not owning your value. If you're not showing up and being present, available, vulnerable, connected in relationships, it's probably because you're not owning your value.
Got it.
So those would be, off the top of my head, people who should definitely pick up this gift.
Awesome. All right. One quick fun question or random question is, would you rather live in the ocean or on the moon, and why?
I would say in the ocean. I'm a water baby.
Ooh. All right.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like that. And I guess we're getting close to the end. So let's let everyone know to hop on over to JVologyGiveaway.com and find Tiffany. Click on Get Her Gift. It's a value of $197, owning your value. Thank you so much, Tiffany, for sharing that with us today. We really appreciate it. And again, something that I think everybody could create value with.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure.
Great to see you, Tiffany. Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Here we are.
We're ready for our next incredible guest. And I just keep the ball rolling here. We have AJ Puden and Doreen. How are you, Doreen? How are you, AJ?
I'm doing awesome.
Life is fantastic.
Nice to see you both.
For sure. I saw the Facebook Live that you did just the other day, AJ, talking about this. It was so great. I was like, man, you were just like on fire with what you do.
I'm so stoked about everything that you guys are doing and being part of it. And like I know this is going to make impact on me, my business, and impact on other people in their businesses and their lives and everything. This is so cool. So glad to be here.
Good. We're happy to have you.
Perfect. So let's jump right into it. What are you two up to? And then we'll dive into your gift.
So just to kind of give you an idea of where we come from and why we are particularly approaching this, I'll let Doreen go ahead and introduce herself first, and then I'll tell you about myself.
Yeah, so I started corporate management at age 19, and then I moved into personal development and events. And I'm a single mom of 4. So all those kind of require you managing people to be their very best. So AJ and I joined together so that we can help people become their very best.
Yeah. And, becoming your best isn't just a solopreneur project, right? You got to have a bunch of people. And that's why Doreen's like my business partner in this. She keeps me on track like nobody else can. It's like I'm so appreciative of her. But, the thing is, I created a system around us so that we can get things done. And now we're just elaborating on that system. I've been in live seminars, personal development, business development since I was 14 years old, 4 years of watching people under a microscope, finding out what works long-term, short-term, finding people going in cycles. And although they dealt with certain issues before, they have to deal with it again when they play at a higher level. And so it's like this circle but sometimes people don't learn the lessons. And so we look to created a system that they can journey with, that can help them be the very best at whatever they're looking to achieve.
Yeah, that's really great. I love, you're talking about a circle, and I often will use the example of a spiral. And I know we've talked about this before, Corey. It's the lessons keep coming back up again, but you are evolved. Like, you're a different person, or your business is different. Like, we continue to evolve. So as the lesson feels like it's coming back again, like, oh, I already did that, but it's a whole new lesson because you're a new person.
Confidence in high school is different than confidence in your 20s, 30s, and 40s, right?
Exactly.
It's a different game. Self-discipline, and then there's other areas because we're growing. Like I deal with a lot of martial artists. Self-discipline in martial arts, that's great. You work out, you're disciplined about your diet and everything, but then are you self-disciplined in your social media attention? No, right? So you're one area, but maybe not in the other areas. And the places that we want to grow, there's probably something we've been ignoring, or we need to relearn again at a different level.
And that balance is so important, right? I mean, because many people I think we're talking to here are probably maybe workaholics. So, they spend a lot of time on their business, developing their business and developing, getting clients, and what's not being paid attention to.
Yeah. So that's why it's like, if I was so lucky to be one of Doreen's kids, because her kids are amazing, right? So her as a single mom learning to balance everything, and learn that's what she gives me. So that's, it's so important there. How the heck, I'm learning every day. How the heck do you do it, Doreen? How do you stay balanced?
Good question.
I'd love to know.
I'm learning. Yeah,
it is kind of exactly what you said, AJ and Corey. It's just balancing it out, and a lot of to-do lists. And with the to-do list, it's like, okay, system structures, what you got to put in place to make it all happen. And just knowing that it's not just my life, but it's multiple lives that I'm affecting by my actions each day.
So
that's
one of
powerful
the things
for all of us to think about. Kids are not kids.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I admired about Doreen isn't all that she does. It's actually even the things that she says no to, because she says no to that because I'm spending time with my kids. That's important. It's like, oh, like she holds that balance really important. So one of the things that we do with people coming into the path, which is the name of our giveaway, our program, is one of the first things is we first identify their core values. What's important to them? Because there's so many people doing things that really even they're not important to them, right? Like, we're wondering, why are we doing this for all these other people? It's not even important. So until you know what your core values are, it's hard to base your decisions and what you're doing, and then when to say no to something, right? Like I see Doreen say that, but it's like, okay, well, I'm saying yes to everything, and I need to learn to say no, right? So I can say no to one thing and say yes to more other things.
Yeah. And learning how to say no. That's important.
And with the path, like, we have a system and a structure where they have like different daily routines where it can help them create balance and figure out exactly what's important in their daily routine to be able to reach their high goals and dreams that they want in their life.
Yeah. So the path isn't just about how to be successful in business. This is really how to be successful in your life, and business is just part of it. Like, I used to definitely be the workaholic, and as I put everything I got into making my business success, my first marriage disappeared. Like, I lost that, right? Because I was out of balance. And it's like, that's not what I want. I want it all. I want to win it all, right? Yeah. So where are the things there? And so as I see people evolve, we identified like 6 pillars that we're training people during the path of how to create in your life, and how to create it's never just one thing. It's everything. There's so much you need to learn. You need to learn this. You need to learn that. You need to learn. There's no one answer to solve your problems. It's many answers, but you take those many answers and you put it into a system like we created, then all of a sudden now we have routines, we have accountability, we have community, we have culture, we have all the important elements that over my 34 years period of time have shown me getting consistent growth with people, not just growth in one area or one period of time, but that these are the foundational things. It all starts with you. And so I'll say out of 34 years of working with people, I think this is the most important work that we're doing right now. When Doreen and I started this, we said, this is no longer about a business for us. This is a passion project. This is a movement. And I love to see more people take more responsibility for their own life, taking responsibility, being at their very best, not in just one area of their life, in the other areas too, and get the most out of it.
Yeah, today's. Go ahead, Krista.
I was going to say, I love to hear this because when we met in San Diego in February, it feels like this was just like it was building inside, and you're really getting clear on what this mission is, and now to see that you've really brought it to life is beautiful. So I'm Doreen, chime in on that.
Yeah, so the thing is also in today's day and time with everything that's going on in the world, people are going to need to either make decisions for themselves or other people are going to be making decisions for them. So it's kind of, a good opportunity and a good time, like what you're saying, to get this thing launched out there.
Wonderful. All right, well, as we wrap up, we end with one fun random question for each of you. So real quick, if you could eat one meal for the rest of your life and only one, what would it be?
So I'm watching the JVology, so I've been seeing you ask these questions. I want to do something kind of fun and different here. I want to throw a twist. I want to answer Doreen. I want Doreen to answer mine.
Oh, I love it.
I just want to see. Okay. So
that's a good idea.
If Doreen wants to eat one meal every day for the rest of her life, it would be crab. Is that a good answer?
Yeah. That's it. That's the answer.
Okay, so what's my answer?
Very good.
So for AJ, his would be hamburgers.
Yes.
That sounds good to me. Crab and hamburgers. Yes. Thank you so much, Doreen and AJ, for being here. And I just want to remind everyone to head over to JVologyGiveaway.com and click on Get Gift for AJ and Doreen's The Path hands-on workshop valued at $497. Go check it out. Go get it. Learn from these people who have tons of experience with this and supports anybody and everybody in business. Thank you for being here.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
See you both. Bye. Grab hands. All right. This is the path to JV partnerships. That's really what JVology is all about. And just like that fabulous commercial that our very own Michelle Nudlick made for us, shows that path of to joint ventures and profitable partnerships and going at this business that you have, likely as a solopreneur or a very small business as far as number of people on your team, and reaching out and being a part of a community. And that's what's so special about what we do here, isn't it, Corey? Giving people a community and a chance to just be around other amazing people and not feel alone, even though you may choose a solopreneur type of work. Well, hi there, Martha. How are you?
I'm awesome. How are you guys today?
Good. Hi, Martha.
Hi, Corey. Really excited to be here because I'm brand new to your community, and I consider it, I have this philosophy that everything happens for a reason, and I'm not quite sure how I happened to stumble into this opportunity, but I am so thrilled to be here.
Well, good. Well, tell us, how did you stumble in?
Well, in the world of JVs, I got an email from an email from an email that a contact forwarded to me, and she said, "Hey, Martha, I think you might really like these people. I think you might really like these communities. So go check it out." And I did, and just managed to slip myself right under the wire right before you guys closed down this giveaway this time around. And I was, like I said, everything happens for a reason.
You're like, she just slid in the nick of time. Well, good. I think you have something brilliant to share with us for the universe to open up this opportunity for you. So tell us, what is it that you do, Martha?
Well, I am a former spy turned leadership and personal development coach.
Wow.
So got my attention.
Tell us more. I've always wanted to be a spy when I was a kid.
I never actually grew up with that dream. So that was another one of those things that how the heck did I wind up here? But yeah, I spent 27 years undercover with CIA.
Wow.
And, in spite of what Hollywood says about CIA, Hollywood makes it look like, it's all guns and sex and drugs and, dead bodies and all this kind of stuff. And it's not that at all, actually, because unless you happen to be working in a war zone environment, otherwise you're on the street, you're meeting people in the bad parts of town in the middle of the night, getting in cars with people you don't know. And the only tool you have at your disposal is your mind. Oh. Everything in the world of espionage is 100% psychology based. And, I love that. My entire life, my life and the lives of my assets depended on my ability to understand how they are going to react in any given situation to make sure that they can complete the mission when things might get a little intense, shall we say. And then over the years, I sort of realized, oh, wait a minute, gee, this might have some implications for us like real normal humans too. And that's where my work as a coach sort of evolved. And that's how it came about.
Well, I can't wait to buy you a drink someday and ask you some deeper questions. But in the meantime, let's focus on the gift that you have to share with all of us. Can you tell us about it?
Yeah, you bet. So what I have for you is CIA Spy Secrets to Making Goals Work for You. So the truth is, for the majority of my adult life, I hated goals. I hated them because for me, goals were nothing more than a bigger stick for me to beat myself with. Mm. And, I'd go through my entire career, my government career, and my government mentors would say, you got to set a goal, set a goal, set a goal, set a goal. I would do everything in my power to avoid it. Okay, so I retired from CIA. I'm in business for myself. I can do anything I darn well please. And what is the first thing my
necessary there?
And my mentor, what does she say? You got to set a goal. I'm like, crap. Because for me, one of two things would happen. So either I would set this goal, and every single time I look at it, everything I'm getting is, I'm so far behind. I'm watching the days on the calendar. So I'll never get this way. This is never going to work for me. I can't do this. It works for other people. It doesn't work for me. Okay, fine. So then I decided, well, all right, let me just make a smaller goal. That should help, right? Only now the problem is I hit the goal because it's more achievable, but everything I'm hearing in my head is, well, it doesn't matter anyway. It wasn't even a real goal. It didn't get you where you wanted to go. I didn't know where I wanted to go, by the way. Or it would be the other side. I wouldn't do anything at all because I'd know that goal wasn't going to get me where I wanted to go. So I'd just sit there like a lump. And then what I'd get was, well, you couldn't hit the small goal. What makes you think you're going to hit a big one? And this is everything I'm doing to myself. Mm. And then there's the whole accountability piece. Don't even get me started on that, because in the world of government service, accountability means somebody's going to be punished.
Oh, wow.
And that punishment is always directly related to a clear goal. So if you don't have a goal, you can't be punished for not getting there, right?
Ah. The goal
So
and accountability relationship. And I think so many of our listeners right now can completely relate to all of these different like stories and scenarios that you're talking about that have gone on in your head, that this mindset game really plays with us and messes us up. If you're not like all into goals, then the rest of us are having these kind of conversations internally.
Yeah. And, it took me, a lot of years to figure out what was really going on and how to turn that around. And that's what I've included in this Making Goals Work for You piece, is so you can begin to crack the code on what's really running in the background for you that's standing between you and your goal. I mean, and if I could just give you one thing to take away from it, it's simply this: you're not broken.
Mm-hmm.
There's just something in the way between you and your goal, and you can get there.
I love this. It seems like this is the goal gift for people who don't really let goals or struggle.
Absolutely. This is the
have
goal gift for people who hate goals. Yeah, 100%. 100%.
All right. It's such a pleasure talking with you, Martha. And I've got a quick random question before Corey closes this out. But I certainly hope we get a chance to meet in person when all of this settles down. And welcome to the JVology community.
Yeah,
we embraced with open arms and lots of amazing conversations. Particularly if you like to have a glass of wine, it could get really interesting.
My favorite.
Oh, good. All right, so here is your random question. Okay. What's the weirdest food you've ever eaten?
I can't remember the weirdest one I have eaten, but I can remember the weirdest one I couldn't bring myself to eat.
Okay, tell us that.
I was sitting in a meal with tribal elders, and they brought out the roasted goat, took off the top of the skull, and offered me the brain.
Krista, that'd be right up your alley.
Krista's like a joke.
Fortunately, I happen to be in a very male-dominated culture, so I could be entirely culturally appropriate and say, I really think that my partner should have it.
It's all yours. Smart thinking, Martha. Well, welcome to the community. We hope to see a lot more of you. Thank you for being here today. And I want to send everyone over to JVologyGiveaway.com gifts and go find Martha Wilson, a former CIA spy. And I'm sure there's a lot more stories to hear there. Click on Get Gift and you'll get the CIA spy secrets to making goals work for you. So go check her out.
Awesome.
Oh, no, it's fun. The people who come into the JVology community from all different places, it's amazing. Speaking of amazing people who are in our community, Maury is here. Nice to see you, Maury.
Hi, ladies.
Hi,
nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
Thank you.
Fun topic. I always love hearing about what you're up to. So everyone who is watching, let's welcome Maury Zelikovic, who is a brainwave entrainment.
Ooh.
Yes?
Actually, brainwave entrainment engineer. Yeah, I don't entrap anybody.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Got the train in the middle. All right, so this is fascinating. Maury's going to help talk about what it is within the thick walls of our skull that we can do to find peace and balance in a different way using those headsets that you have on.
Yes. So basically what I do is I create audio and visual stimulation patterns, basically blinking lights and or images and or sounds like ba 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 that cause your brain, which is made up of billions of neurons, to start firing electric signals at the same rates that I'm presenting my sounds with. What that does is it automatically causes your brain to create different neural chemistry. When we have chemistry produced, that's what allows us to feel things and experience things. If you've ever noticed people who just sit there and they kind of have no expression on their face, they don't seem to react to anything, there's a very good chance their brain is missing something that is causing them to not produce neural chemistry that is necessary for us to feel what we feel. If you love someone and you see them, you're happy. That is a feeling you get because you've made a decision that you love someone and it makes you happy to see them. That creates brainwave activity. That brainwave activity creates chemistry, and it's that chemistry that allows you to feel that feeling of love, that warmth, that tenderness.
That's so interesting. All right, so before we dive in anymore, I want to connect it to what your gift is. So let's talk about your gift, and then we'll kind of keep the conversation going from there.
Sure.
So people can be excited about what it is that they can actually, when they get their hands on this and actually hear it or see it or experience what you're really talking about here.
So the quantum intention accelerator, I actually sell. It's not a gift, but because I love you guys, I'm giving it as a gift. So basically what it does is I've done a lot of research. I'm a neuroscientist. And in the research that I came across, there's certain brainwave activity that seems to be common in what's called intention masters. These are people who seem to be able to literally create their intentions into real life. They manifest them. So what I do is I've created a brainwave entrainment recording that is specially designed to train your brain to get into the same state as these intention masters. Once that happens, you are perfectly able to create your own intentions yourself. And I've included a set of instructions and exercises that you do in conjunction with listening that will help you to achieve your intention in life, your real intention. When you dig down deep and you find out why I want money, well, I want money because I want life easy. Why do I want life easy? Because I want to be happy. I want to be relaxed. I want to be at peace and joyful. That kind of a feeling, that kind of a sense of well-being is what you can achieve when you learn how to achieve and gain your intentions, your true intentions, not the ones advertising gives you, but your real intentions. That's what this system allows you to do.
Right. Or the intentions. Sorry, I was just going to say, or the intentions set out by your parents or how you were raised, you know, like that sometimes happens, right? Where we think this is what we want. And then you help people clarify, like, that was never important to me. It was important to my mom, or it was important to my dad.
Sorry, that's correct.
Yeah.
That's correct. And the thing is, it's because it's your brain that's being stimulated. So your true intentions will shine through over and above what you've been told. You know, I got to have that new phone, or I have to have that new car, or I have to have that new house, or this or that. Most people will find that if they go for things they're told they want, they get them, they're not happy.
Exactly. Fascinating.
So true. It's like chasing the wrong goal. They're chasing the wrong shiny object.
Yeah, or they're chasing the tail of another dog, not themselves.
Yeah.
You know, it's more important to chase after your dreams, not anybody else's.
That's so true. And I noticed already that you kind of stepped through to really get to the heart of what that intention is. And I think that's where it is. It's not to do great, to make a big sales commission. Well,
sure.
It's the why, the why, the why, the why, the why. Why do you really want that? And that's the more important piece.
That's correct. You know, a lot of people want praise from other people, but that's usually an indication that they have low self-esteem and low self-confidence. That's why they need to have other people cheering for them. They need to have other people complimenting them. It's a situation when you use properly engineered entrainment, and especially something called the intention accelerator, it actually allows you to be you. A lot of people think what I do is I give them superhuman powers. That's actually not true. What I do is I help you to regain your natural powers that are subdued, that are held down by your non-serving beliefs and by society's norms, which are intended to keep you from truly achieving what it is you want to achieve. Because as long as you still want things, that drives the economy. But when you realize what you really want comes from here and here, Well, they haven't figured out a way to charge us for that yet.
Good point.
Yeah.
And that's what media focuses on, right? You know, like the external, you see it enough and you think, I really got to go out and get that.
Sure. It's all about driving you to spend money. It's all about other people getting happy. You know, it's interesting because there's a lot of people in the self-improvement business that are phenomenal, wonderful people. On the other side of the fence, there's also a lot of people out there who see an opportunity. Yeah. And you really want to use your instincts, and you could even set as one of your intentions to be able to see what's right for you as opposed to just what's out there. Because a lot of fantastic script writers and a lot of fantastic copywriters out there who can make anything sound wonderful and beautiful. And it doesn't mean they're trying to con you or fool you, but because you're so desperate to be better and to be happier, you reach for every straw. You reach for everything you can, and you end up wasting a lot of money and a lot of time. If you instead were to trust your own instincts, which are essentially a good methodology of figuring out what you want, what you truly want, is to trust your own instincts. Your instincts will tell you if something is right for you or if it isn't right for you. And if you start listening to yourself as opposed to listening to what others think you should be doing, you will find your life gets a lot better just from doing that.
Who needs to take advantage of this gift, Maury? Is this just for people with business goals? Is it, who should be making sure that they don't miss it?
The beautiful thing about brainwave entrainment is kind of like the same thing that's beautiful about exercise. If I lift weights, it doesn't mean I'm only better at lifting weights. Now I can use that strength for anything and everything that involves my arms, my upper body. It's the same thing with your brain. So this particular system can help anyone with any intention. I've had people who've quit smoking, who lose weight, who have better sex, who have better relationships. Of course, having better sex usually leads to better relationships, as long as it's with the person you love, of course. There are always exceptions to the rule, but it basically helps anybody who wants anything better. And what's interesting is no matter where you are in life, you could already be a multimillionaire, you could be a billionaire, you can already have a fantastic relationship, beautiful kids, all these things. But why limit yourself to what you've achieved? Why, in my experience, in my life, there's always been possibilities and there's always been potential. And it's a true case of the trip is sometimes so much better than the achievement. So when you achieve something, find something else to strive for. That's the human condition. That's what brings evolution. That's what brings change. And that's what brings true joy. I think people will get bored if they stagnate. Yeah. And even if you have that perfectly handsome husband or perfectly gorgeous wife, and you have all the money in the world, and you have the cars and the homes and the trips and all this stuff going for you, if that's all you have, and you just sit back and enjoy it, you'll get bored.
Yeah.
And you'll lose your satisfaction for life. Life is about variety. Life is about changing and evolving. The human race evolves as a race. You need to take the however many 100 odd years you're going to have here, and you need to evolve every minute that you're here with that as well. By doing that,
it's inspiring words, Maury. We've got to run to our next guest. We want to make sure everyone knows where to get your gift. So Maury's going to help out on that, and on we go. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everybody. Be well.
And that is fascinating. I think I might jump on this one. Thank you so much. The JVologyGiveaway.com. Go find Maury, the Quantum Intention Accelerator, and click on Get Gift and check it out. Thanks for being here.
So many great gifts, right, Corey?
Yes.
They're fascinating.
It's amazing. Really enjoying that.
Welcome, Ruthie. How are you?
Good, thanks. How are you doing?
I'm good.
Fantastic. Welcome to
Nice to have you here.
We're happy to showcase you and hear about what you are up to, and of course, find out about your gift. But first of all, tell us about yourself, Ruthie.
Okay, well, I am Ruthie Bowers, and I run richiemedia.ca, where we create low content printables and journals and planners and things like that for people who do low content publishing.
And so, and where are you based out of, Ruthie?
I'm based out of Peterborough, Ontario, Canada.
Okay, I thought you were from Canada. That's welcome. Yeah, it's a good place to be right now in the world, isn't it?
It really is.
So tell us a little bit more about these weekly planners and exactly how they will support people, like who, anybody that has, to use a schedule. Obviously, this would fit for them, but who would be who would benefit most from this gift?
Well, anybody who does printables and planners, like for an end market, can take these and put them together. I call it a mix and match because there's 30 different designs in the kit that you can take and add to the planner pages, so that you have conceivably can make 30 different planners that you can then like put on an Etsy shop or in a Shopify store and sell as your own.
Oh, okay. So you can create these products and then resell them or use them in your company or some version of that?
Yep. Either one. I have a lot of coaches in my community that take them and use them for their clients.
Yeah.
And add their own, their own coaching lessons and things to them and turn around and sell them or give them to their clients. Or as I say, you can just, you can take them as they are even and just toss them in your Etsy store and sell them that way.
And do you design them, Ruthie?
I do.
Oh, okay. So you have a creative flair.
I try.
That's really interesting. So tell us more about yourself and what you like to do. What's other aspects, parts of your business?
Other parts of my business, I'm starting a blog so that I can sell the printables myself too and not just sell them to other publishers.
That makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm starting to get really interested in health and fitness. I've had a couple of heart attacks, so health and fitness is becoming a real priority, especially the older I get. So golf is my big thing right now.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Totally not business related, but if I'm not on the computer, I'm on the golf course lately.
But still something that's good for you and it helps you in your business, right?
It does. It really gets me clear. If I'm having a bad day, the best thing for me to do is go to the driving range and kind of work it all out.
Yeah. I often get teased because, I always get teased. I think I'm the only person I know right now that still uses a paper day timer. I love, do you have yours? Yeah, I have. So I have mine right here. Here's my paper day timer. But in our, in our team here at JVology, everybody's got the online calendars and things like that they, share meetings. Here's what's happening. What's your take on that? So there's those of us that like the actual paper and actual physical books, and there's those that are just all 100% completely digital. Do you have any insight into that for what you offer?
For what I offer right now, it's just designed to be taken and printed out.
Okay.
I haven't gotten into, so just before I came here, I was on a call learning how to make the digital planners for the iPad and for GoodNotes and stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be getting into that, but I'm a paper person myself.
That makes me happy to hear that. So yeah, and there's something about just holding something, right? Like just physically holding something, and I carry it. Like if I'm driving, I can just quickly make. Now I know that if you're digital, you can do that too, but for those of us that are still kind of old school, I think it really works for my brain to have the physical day timer.
Yeah, same here. I have planners and notebooks, and I do a lot of bullet journaling.
Okay.
But there is, and I think there've been scientific studies, there actually is something in the connection between the brain and the hands when you write. That some kind of creative neurons or something. I don't really know the science behind it, but it is a real thing that there is a definite connection between your brain and your hand.
Yeah. And, Krista, I know she does a lot of hand journaling And I tend to do that more on my computer. But I've heard that too, that it's actually good to have a physical notebook, that somehow things get processed. Oh, there you are. Some things get processed a little differently when you actually physically write it down, like with pen and paper.
Yeah, and you remember it better.
Ruthie, I'd love to see what you have. I believe there's something special that happens from the hand to the paper within the brain and your heart when you put it down. And I like to use markers and colors and graphics and try to make it as colorful and creative as possible. And I think I'm always encouraging. Like, really
I do that
on the computer again. Like, just
I know. It's funny. I use a paper day timer, but a computer journal. I think I have it backwards. I do think I probably have it backwards.
Yeah, I do the color thing too. I have markers and washi tape, and my son cringes every time I say I'm going to go to Michael's just to pick up a pen or two, because he knows that's not all I'm coming home with.
We have some comments, people asking how to get this gift because they're very excited to take advantage of it. So Corey, you can share with how do we get these fabulous gifts?
Yes, so head on over to the JVologyGiveaway.com page under personal development, and Ruthie Bowers, she has 2021, oh my God, that feels crazy to say, mix and match weekly planner kit. Where you can create multiple planners, journals, printables, mix and match, and valued at $47. So you just click on Get Gift to get hooked up for that. I love that.
That is really great. All right, so Ruthie, we're having a little fun here with our guests to ask a random question, and yours is, are you ready? What's the craziest dare you've ever taken?
Ooh, I'm glad I didn't get that question.
Me too.
I don't know. I'm not a risk taker.
I kind of picked up on that when I saw the question. I was like, is this the best question for Ruthie? I don't know you that well.
I would have to say probably when I was a teenager going swimming at midnight in Lake Erie.
Ooh. That sounds a little scary. Well, here's to living on the edge.
Exactly.
Yeah. Or far from it.
Or far from it, wherever you're comfortable. Well, great. We are looking forward to taking advantage of your wonderful gift, and maybe this will help push Corey over the edge into doing some handwriting, journaling, and inspiration that way.
Yeah, I did include some journal templates in there as well. So.
Oh, there you go. Chris has been on me to start doing that, so I might have to check that out.
All right. Well, great to see you, Ruthie. Thanks for being a fabulous contributor in the JVology giveaway, and we'll see you at the live event or the 5-day challenge coming up soon.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having me.
Take care.
Awesome.
All right.
Such a great variety of gifts that we have, and now we get. I love this.
You ladies have been
you
nonstop, right? How about we just close our eyes for a moment and take a deep breath? How's that sound? Take a deep breath in of peace and calming.
Good.
And exhale out the earlier part of your day. One more thing, just picture yourself in a beautiful nature spot. Maybe you're an ocean lover and you're walking on the beach. You feel the sand between your toes and the water splashing on your feet. Or maybe you love the trees and the mountains. Wherever you picture your nature spot where you recharge, take a deep breath in of that high quality air. And exhale out and just be really present in your body. And when you're ready, open your eyes. There's a longer one, but I want it. Is that better? You guys are just like champs.
We're in a forest right now, just so you know.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I'm at the beach. I'm feeling the water on my feet.
Yeah.
I'm wrapped up in those beautiful butterflies behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's lovely to have you, and thank you for giving Corey and I that nice little break to get recentered, and everyone else who's watching and took a moment in their day to take a breath and get recentered, and for reminding us how important that really is.
Really, we can perform so much better and connect with our heart if we like get back in the body, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. So share with us who you are and what it is that you love contributing. I think we've get an insight to that already by your introduction here. But tell us more about what you're up to.
Well, a little bit about me. I left high school at 16. I ended up going to university after that, but I knew that high school was a scary place, that I'd get programmed out of my authentic self. I just kind of instinctively knew that. So my dad figured out a way for me to get out and get a diploma. My life took me to England when I was 16, and then living there, working in Germany, and then I worked in Venezuela. So I've been all around as a project manager, and I guess I could really say I'm a freedom seeker, and I have a knack for finding practical tools that help spiritual people like get things done in the physical world, because sometimes it can be hard. You know, they can be empathic, get taken off track, and especially now with uncertainty in the world, fear, scarcity, worry, you know, that there's such a broadcast, you know, and for sensitive people, we can really feel it. And it can be even hard to set goals and intentions like, where's the world going to be in a few months? So that's a little bit about me.
Well, and we need that right now, don't we? I mean, it's not just for our normal fast pace that we have. Right now, people are, you know, struggling, and there's a lot of stress. You can feel it.
So a lot of stress, and we need new tools to manifest, to make changes, you know, to accomplish things. The old ways of doing, can you imagine we'd be doing work online? I mean, we are having to adapt so much to a rapidly changing world. And so I love showing people how to manifest. And the way I think about it is creating from thought alone.
And how do you do that?
Well, I was really fortunate. Back in 2002, my best friend sent me an ebook, and it has an obnoxious title. Ready, ladies? It's How to Get Lots of Money for Anything Fast. And I was like, I'm not reading that, you know, but he plugged me every day. So eventually I read it. And in there, it was actually a book written by an MIT engineer. And it showed a way to harmonize all 4 parts of the brain. But beyond that, it's how to connect with your true self so that whatever intention you are embarking on, it's going to be fulfilling, joyful. And when we get that endorsement from our true self, there's an ease. We take the right action, we make the right decisions, and there's a flow. So I think of manifesting as getting clear on your desires. In the actual gift, there's a real practical, fun wish list exercise where people are told to imagine, you know, it's their birthday. Maybe they're not like 5 years old now and their parents aren't asking them to do the wish list, but maybe there are, you know, kind of the universe is saying, what do you want? Come on, just get serious, get real. Do you want like, I don't know. One client actually put new underwear on there. And I mean, that's a new one, but it's like, get basics. What do you want? What are you tolerating? You know? And also the bigger things. Do you want a different car? Do you want to move? Do you want to make a bigger impact in your business? Do you want to be seen as an authority in your field? Those are the really big things too. But we want to get present to the irritations, the tolerations, the niggly things. Because as we start getting on this manifesting flow and we start seeing the results of our wishes coming to us, we create a feedback loop with our unconscious mind, which is housed in our body. And then it wants to serve us even more because we're like celebrating, yay, that was a good one.
I love that idea of a feedback loop. I haven't heard that expression before. I want to share your gift, but can you tell me a little bit more about how to keep that loop like in flow?
Yeah. One thing is to celebrate even the smallest things. Like when I go outside, like I live in Austin, Texas, and it's hot, right? It's the summer, but it was 75 degrees when I went walking this morning. So just expressing gratitude, like thank you, for this amazing weather. I'm not saying I created the weather, but I express gratitude for the smallest things. The dog didn't bark at the dog, walking by. And then also when there's a flow, like it was so great. Last time, I think when I had an interview scheduled, time was messed up. I didn't turn up in the right place, but here I was early and there was a flow. I was able to breathe, relax. So those little things I'm grateful for, because if we're not grateful for the little things and we think about these universal parents or the support out there, why would they give us more? We have air to breathe, we have food, we have a bed to sleep in. It may sound silly, but I am very grateful I have a bed. So it gets down to those little things, and then we create a feedback loop by celebrating our successes and the things we're grateful for, and we get more. I love the movie. You ever seen it, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? Yeah. Right? Do you remember the different characters?
Wonka fans of all time for years.
Right? And then the one who actually won the Chocolate Factory, he was the most humble, the most appreciative. I mean, it's kind of like that, especially now. It's like there's a radar out there, like support. There's all sorts of what I like to see as kind of just support, whether it's from a person or from it's inside of me. There's support and resources, and they're willing to help. We just have to have a way to ask. And this wish list in the free gift is a way to ask, and it has specific language to articulate your desire in a way that your unconscious mind can hear and understand and help make happen for you.
And that's fascinating. And I know from, just past work in personal development industry, and I've talked to my kids lots about this too, about being appreciative and grateful for the little things. I mean, yeah, because they want, I want the newest this and the brightest this, and let's just be grateful for what we have. But that saying I want creates more of I want, right? Or sets up your consciousness for lacking. Like
right, or I need. That was one of the things I became really conscious of recently, is if we're in that place of I need, that means we are not whole to ourselves. So manifesting in the style that I teach it is very delicate. It's a very, it's not pressuring, it's not aggressive, it's not from demand. It's very much kind of teasing out the success and our wishes. And so that there's a flow and an ease. Yeah, because I want you right, Corey, that we're already recognizing we're lacking. Like how many women want to be in a relationship? And there's this like burning need, and anything, and men know this, they can feel it. And what happens? They're repulsed. They want someone who's actually, emitting pheromones that say, I'm happy. I love my life. I love who I am. That's the most attractive way to get a partner.
Yes, absolutely. It really is about, I love that you keep using the word ease. It's a lightness to the energy, and that's what will attract where you're setting your intentions, and this like having to get it and this intensity behind it, and or lack of gratitude or putting yourself down. That's the opposite energy of what we actually want, which doesn't get us any further. So tell us, I want to hear more about, I know you were just talking about the gift, but unfold it a little bit more for us, and really who is this for? Who out there listening should definitely go and take advantage of this great gift of yours, Ariana?
Well, spiritual entrepreneurs, because they usually have a huge to-do list, and they could use the wish list in part to put their to-do list on there and just start to tune in to their intuition to find like the next step. Because if they're finding themselves sitting down and they have to write, I don't know, a PowerPoint presentation, and they're trying to pressure it out. It's not coming from that authentic, heart-centered place that they are, and the audience will feel it. So to back off. And in the gift, there's also a guided meditation to get people in that right state of mind and very present to their wholeness, their true self. And they write the wishes from that place so that they've already got the support and the endorsement of their true self. That higher part of them just knows the fastest, most direct way and the easiest path.
Wonderful. Now, is this something that anyone can do, or do we need to already have a practice of an understanding of manifestation?
Oh, that's a really good question. Yes, anyone can do it, because I approach it very like we started in our conversation here, getting just peaceful, because that's a practical tool of manifesting, is it's coming from a peaceful presence. So no, you don't have to have any skill at all. And I walk them through baby steps so that all of a sudden they can look back and say, wow, look what I've accomplished. Look what I've changed. Look what's happening in my life.
Wonderful. That's definitely a great gift to take advantage of. Just the energy in our little back studio, and wherever we're meeting. All three of us you're from Austin. I'm in Florida. Corey's in Calgary. Like, it just felt like we all have just come together for this moment.
Yeah.
And sharing the space and the breath. So thank you for shifting that. That is really beautiful. Now, before we wrap up, we are asking our contributors one fun random question just to get to know you. And your random question is, where did it go? What is your favorite smell and why?
Oh, what a sweet question. So much better than the zombie one. Rose. That was my first entrepreneurial attempt, is teaching people how to use essential oils and health coaching. Rose vibrates at the highest frequency. It's 320 hertz. So it's a very spiritual fragrance.
I did really know that.
Yeah.
Thank you, Ariana. Just having you here, you have a real calm, peaceful energy about you. So you could tell that you practice what you preach.
Thank you, Corey.
Go into this like, thank you for that. So over at the JVology giveaway.com page, Ariana is offering how to manifest your intentions without force or frustration. Valued at $247. So click on Get Gift, and you too can have more of a Zen experience in your day, which I think we could all use. Thank you so much.
Thank you. That was fun.
Nice to meet you. All right. Yes, we are better together. And whew, I needed that.
That was nice.
That was really nice. All right. So everyone who is watching, first of all, thank you so much. Stay tuned. We have a lot more coming up. I'm just thrilled about the next guest, but before I bring them on our screen, I wanted to do a couple of reminders. One is if you are watching this live stream on one of our shared pages, please go right above Corey's head, should be Jay Facette's name. Click on Jay Facette there, and that's going to open up the original broadcast where we're streaming live. And there, when you comment, we'll be able to see your comments, and we can bring them on the screen here, which is fun. A second invitation for you, if you are not already a member of our public Facebook group, we'd love for you to join it. It is called JVology, the perfect mix of people, fun, and profit. And just search that in Facebook, and you'll be able to find that group, and we will invite you in. That way you can stay up to date on all of our events and upcoming things. Here, I'll pop that on the
there we go.
So you can grab that link and make sure you join. We really have a lot of exciting things coming up. This is a wonderful way to showcase the amazing people within our community. And then coming up next week, we have the 5 Partners in 5-Day Challenge. That's something for you to actively get involved with, joining us here. We've got a link for that as well. And is it the Jumpstart? I believe that was the one.
Yeah.
And that will get you engaged so that you can learn more about how to get JV partners to grow your business and your reach. And then end of September is our next JVology Live, which is our amazing 3-day live event that is going to be virtual. So no matter where you are in the world, you can jump in, dive in, not just jump in. This is like a deep dive, long days, amazing content. Jay is the best in the industry. I believe in teaching about joint ventures. And then our community is like no other, the place where you can actually get the work done. So speaking of amazing people, I'm very excited to bring on our next guest.
There they are.
How are you?
Good.
Good.
Up our way there.
Really great to be here.
Yeah, great to have you.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh, somebody in the back, help me get this out of the way. I'm trying to get rid of the comment. Charisse. Help. Remove the bottom banner. Thank you.
Right.
There we go.
We should do the breathing exercise again, Corey.
We should. Antonia and Greg could probably guide us through that better than anyone as well. And Ariana, you're all experts in that.
Yeah, we just did 3 days of that with people. Lots of breathing.
Yes,
fun.
you just put on your own 3-day event a weekend ago. I can't wait to hear about that. Feel free to share the wins. But look, first, take a moment just to introduce yourself so our audience knows who you are. And let's hear.
Thank you. I'm Antonia Van Becker, and this is Greg Lee, and we're co-founders of Self Health Institute and creators of the Success Accelerator code. And I was thinking about the live event. I got kind of excited there, and the Activate Your Success 3-day event. So that's who we are.
Yeah.
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I know Corey's done some work with you. I've done some work with you as well as one of your entire courses. So I'm a huge fan and like have true love for the two of you. And I'm glad that you're here and always happy to showcase the work that you do for people. Can you give us a little insight as to what makes the work that you do so special and unique? It's like none other I've seen.
Yeah. I mean, what we love to do is be able to assist people who are really on purpose, who really know what they want to do. And when they go to do it, sometimes they have hiccups. They have like little energy blackouts where all of a sudden they're not able to get done what's really important for them to get done, to be able to move on to the next step and to present their genius into the world and offer the things that make them special. So what we do is we help people to really remember how special they are by uncovering the garbage that's gotten in their way over the years and has kind of dulled them out. And especially in those moments when they're in their workday and they got to get stuff done. And we teach them how to let go of the things that are the roadblocks to them really being able to have the success that they want and move forward.
And I just want to add I think for me, the most fun part is that we get to help people talk to their bodies. And we talk to their bodies, their super consciousness, so they can integrate all of those things and get the answers for those most important questions that entrepreneurs need the answers to.
And your body has this wisdom that we're just not consciously aware of most times, right? I mean, that was my experience of working with you is, oh, I didn't know that, you know? So can you speak a little more about that?
Yeah. It's always mysterious where our bodies find the most important kind of data from our life.
Right.
And the thing about bodies is they don't miss anything. Our brain is kind of like, it's trying to more predict what's going to happen in the next moments. So science tells us that it uses about 60 to 80% of its brain ability, its brain power, to predict and keep us safe and try to like make sense of what's happened before. So all of our memories and the way that we've reacted to things, and then to what's going to happen in the immediate future. Well, what our body does is constantly taking in all of the data. It's not limited by just the senses that the brain is using or by our memory or the things that we remembered and experiences. It actually has all this tactile information. So if we want to find out what's really going on in the moment, so this is where our superpower comes in, is teaching people how to talk to their bodies so that they can get the information that they need. They can figure out energetically what's happening in that moment that's keeping them from being able to take action.
Because the cool thing is, like he said about the brain is predicting all the time and it's keeping us safe all the time. But our body and our super consciousness wants us to achieve our hopes, desires, and dreams. So that's what the body's going for, and the super consciousness of the soul and all of the mind, the active mind, is working with the knowledge of the brain, but really wanting us to achieve all of those hopes and desires, our biggest dreams in the world, not just to keep us safe with the brain, but to do everything we're meant to do here.
It really is taking this body, mind, and soul aspect and seeing how much they need to work together at a level that I hadn't seen before. So how is the brain working? What is your desires, your intention, your wants, your goals? And then how is the body both either helping you or holding on to it? I know we've done a lot of work where the body stores memories and holds on to old beliefs that are holding us back. And you've been able to not only release them in a session that you've done, but in the work, the whole course that I took empowered me to learn how to do that for myself. And that's really been a game changer.
Yeah, and that's what's so cool about our free gift that we have for the JVology giveaway. It's called 3 Common Blind Spots that could sabotage your success, because all of us have these, blind spots because of things that have happened to us, some maybe memories and beliefs and outdated and limiting beliefs, and they create these blind spots that we don't see. Why are we working so hard all the time? We're working ourselves to the bone. Or why don't our 5-star clients see us, right? And sometimes, why don't we feel worthy or good enough, even though we're successful? What is that within us that makes us feel less than ourselves, right? And so our gift helps people identify some of that and why that stuff is happening and what to do about it. And so that's the first part of the gift. We're so excited about what we're doing here. And then we also have a master class, if people can attend, we'd love them to go to. And it's how to go from self-doubt and procrastination to peak productivity. So that's really cool. And we also are giving away a total success strategy session. And that really helps you. We will help you build your total success roadmap in that session. So you can see, what are your blind spots? What are some of your triggers? What are all these different things that hold you back, and how you can move past them and get to doing all the things that are most important for you.
I love how you tie it to success and to achieving your goals and in business, because that's kind of that make or break point. We all have big ideas on how we want to serve the world, and then we get in our own way. Right. And you're helping to release that, break the patterns, and help us not push through, but like ease through, releasing what's holding us back so that we can come to this point of achieving what we really want. So you tie it to success. And I love that piece.
Well, and what better time to do it than in the moment when you feel like, I'm not doing what I need to do to be successful. That's the time when all of the clues come up and your body is just it's sitting there and it's going, I'm kind of making you a little bit uncomfortable. All these old feelings are bringing up this energetic feeling. So if you just ask about it with some of the skills that you learned from Antonia and Greg, I'll tell you everything you need to know. And then we'll clear the stuff out and you'll be able to be on your way in a moment. and have that success that you want.
And you two have a way of working together that I found fascinating. Like your communication with each other and with whoever you're working with, it's all connected.
You know, I love the story of Antonia's grandmother 100th birthday. And we had an oyster guy, local oyster guy from Hog Island Oysters come out, and he's shucking oysters, and they're bringing them to Antonia's grandmother, who, of course, every time she'd get a plate, she'd say, "Oh, thank you so much. I haven't had any yet." So she had about 50 oysters. But one of the guys was standing there with the oyster guy, and he said, "How do you do them so fast?" And he said, 225,642, 225,643.
A lot of practice.
So it's like,
right?
We've done this so long.
Well, and it's our 36th wedding anniversary today.
In fact,
right now.
I think about right now, 36 years ago.
I did not.
Yeah.
Well, it's obvious you have a connection with each other. That's obvious. Yeah, there we go. That's so inspiring. Wow.
Thank you.
It really is. It really
So
is.
fun.
All right, so I want to make sure that people are know where to get your gift, and we do have a fun question for you coming up. My mind goes through. I love you guys so much. I was like, I had something to say, but go ahead, Corey, keep talking. I'll think of it.
Antonia and Greg. And I just want to say too, that how I came to work with you is Jay met with you and he's like, you got it. You got to do this with them. You got to just connect with them. So he really loved his session with you as well. It was really valuable for him. Over at JVologyGiveaway.com. So Antonia and Greg, the 3 common blind spots that sabotage your success. Click on getting that gift, and also a free 1-hour success strategy call is part of all that, which is extremely valuable.
Get it.
We might get some stuff
I
done.
do what I wanted to ask you before we jump off here. You are one of our mastery members. You work at a high level with us at JVology, and we were at JVology Live and at the summit in San Diego. Tell us, what has your experience been, and how have joint ventures in this community helped in your business, or has it?
Yeah, it's when you have a structure that's built for success, and then you step into that structure, and then you allow the elements and the people who are in that structure, who have years and years and years of experience doing exactly what you are hoping you'll be able to achieve in a group of very aligned and focused people, you get results. And we're really loving this group, and we're getting great results.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, the quality of the people in the group is so high. They know what they're doing. They're successful at what they do. They're so kind and beautiful and smart. It's just a pleasure to work with everyone we've talked to. When we have breakout rooms or stuff, it's like, oh my gosh, I haven't met you before. Oh, I love you already. Let's talk, let's get together. So there's this immediate bond with such a cool group. And you guys are part of that. You create that, and Jay creates that. And it just has this beautiful symmetry and synergy is what I wanted to say.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. We love you too. And everyone, grab this gift, take advantage of all that they have to offer, and see what it does to change your life. Thanks, everyone.
Can't wait to get you guys on the line. Yeah.
All right. They are such a perfect example of the generosity that we have in our community, especially when it comes to our mastery members and our global lounge members, the people that are there. They just love to just show up and share their gifts and share their resources, and are such a light. And they're wonderful.
Yes, they are. Good energy.
Speaking of wonderful people, guess who's up next?
Ooh. Hey, Joshua.
David Hayward in the house. So Jay's been prompting Corey and I to give you a hard time. I'm not quite sure.
We could spend just this whole interview giving you a hard time.
It's a family show, so you might get a pass.
Good to see you.
Yeah, you guys too. It's been a little bit.
Yeah. For those of you who don't know, Joshua is actually a co-founder with Jay Facette of JVology. It was an integral part of getting this all put together. So you know the ins and outs more than anyone and are brilliant in many, many ways, from coaching to the tech side and putting all these pieces together. But I want to hear why you're here today. What do you have to talk about?
Yeah, fantastic. So like just kind of summarizing that up a little bit, like what I've found my real genius to be in business is marketing strategy. And so that worked really well in building JVology and Mastermind to Millions with Jay, really pairing his knowledge and expertise when it came to masterminds and also joint ventures.
I literally, I was just tuning in because I had a moment or two and it's like Joshua's on the board. I had to come say hello. How are you, brother?
I'm doing well. Happy to be here.
Good. Sorry to interrupt. I just wanted to come say hello, say I love you. Hope things are going great, and then I'll let you tune in.
He's going to be catching up to you soon. Take another 3 years in quarantine. He'll be there.
This is a full 6 months. Anyway, great to see you. I'll quit bugging you. I just wanted to say hi.
Yeah, good to see you.
All right.
Yeah, so my experience really is in marketing strategy. And so pairing Jay's wealth of knowledge and experience and connections and everything in business with my ability to market and relay a message in a way that people see the value, want the value, and take action to invest in the value really supported us in growing those companies really quickly. And one of the strategies in that was figuring out, and I learned this like 2013, 2014 is when I really started this. And there's a lot of people that still use my methodologies and things that I came up with ages ago around marketing oneself on a personal Facebook profile, and using your free Facebook profile to attract clients, to connect with people, and to have people add you as a friend, and then to enroll people into whatever your programs are. And this works really well because almost everybody's on Facebook, and people are on Facebook more so to connect with other people than they are with a business. So using, and I believe there's value in all the different aspects, like there's business pages, there's Facebook groups, which are really powerful. There's also your profile, which is an often under-leveraged asset where you can connect with people, build relationships, especially if you're wanting to enroll people into higher end programs, group coaching programs, masterminds, one-on-one coaching. This is a great place for you to share content that delivers value to your audience, positions you as the expert for what you do, and then get people into conversations with you or get them on your webinars or have them come attend your events. So if you guys want to direct me a little bit on what you'd love for me to share as far as more details or just talk about the giveaway.
Absolutely. I'd love to hear what it is that people are getting so that they know that this is for them and to take advantage of it. So what is the 10 simple hacks?
Yeah, so this is a portion of a program called the Facebook Freedom Formula, which is the formula I designed that allows you to turn your free Facebook profile into a cash machine for your business and really attract clients consistently. And this is 10 simple ways to get more clicks, get more comments and engagement, get more clients from your free Facebook profile without having to spend any money on advertising, because there's definitely value in doing that. And oftentimes it takes a lot longer to figure out, and there's a lot more upfront investment financially in order to figure that out. So in this download, the first thing you're going to get is the 10 hacks. And so that's 10 simple things that you can do on Facebook in your posts, different strategies, and different things you can do in the comment sections, and ways to hack Facebook's algorithm in order to get more eyeballs on your posts, more engagement, clicks and comments and likes, and more people taking action to reach out and connect with you. So whether that's to sign up for a webinar or to reach out and send you a personal message. These 10 hacks that you'll get in the free download will show you how to do that. And then what I really like about this is that after you put your name and email address in to get that, you're going to get a series of other emails following it, where you're going to learn the 4 foundations for positioning yourself on Facebook as an expert for what you do. So what content to post, what types of content. There's 4 specific types of content to post. So it goes through those 4 different types. You're also going to learn 6 specific things that you can do on Facebook daily. And this is what I talk about deeper in the Facebook Freedom Formula, of taking less than an hour a day that you can do from anywhere in the world, from your laptop. It's those 6 specific things to do on a daily basis to have the consistency and the routine that really positions you as an expert for what you do, provides a lot of value into people's lives, makes a meaningful difference for them, positions you as that expert so that they reach out and hire you and take action to invest in your programs. So you're gonna get that as well. And then the last, I think it's the last email in the sequence that you'll get is 7 sequences to a killer content strategy, where you'll learn like what type of content to share, what's really gonna provide value to your audience, what's really gonna position you as the expert, what's gonna have them engage, and ultimately what's gonna lead them through this process to saying yes to whatever your program is that you have to offer, whether that's an event or a mastermind or a webinar, one-on-one coaching, group coaching, whatever it is that you're offering. This sequence takes them through that process so that you're getting clients, that your time, effort, and energy, creating content and connecting with people on Facebook actually impacts your business, brings in more clients, brings in more cash, and is ultimately serving and supporting more people, even if they don't end up taking action to invest in your program. So that's what you get in the 10 hacks. 10 hacks, the 4 foundations, the 6 daily action steps, and then the 7 sequences for a killer content strategy.
That's an incredible package you put together, Joshua. And yeah, I think you've undervalued the value of what that is, and everyone should really jump on this and take advantage of it, and you'll really get to see the inside of how, like, Joshua's a brilliant guy, and Corey knows this better than anybody, but Jay doesn't partner with very few people in this world, and Joshua is one of the few, and for good reason.
And very few people that can keep up with him. Like you two, you had the same energy. Yeah.
Awesome synergy.
True.
It was a beautiful, amazing experience of camaraderie and co-creation and collaboration, and super grateful for the time that we spent building the company together.
Oh yeah. And Joshua is also often one of our coaches during the JVology lives, along with Krista as well. So I don't know what's coming up in September, but that's really valuable for people too. They get to spend some time with you and with your brain, which is worth the time. So are we going to do the question first, Krista, or do you want?
You got to get the random questions, Joshua. Yours is, if you had a boat, what would you name it?
Unsinkable, number 2.
All right.
Number 2. I love that. So over at JVologyGiveaway.com, and Joshua's actually under our lead generation he's being interviewed today, but go under lead generation for Joshua David Hayward's free gift, and it's valued at $97. I think worth a whole lot more than that. 10 simple hacks to get higher engagement, more clicks, more clients from your Facebook profile. So go check them out. Thank you, Joshua.
My pleasure.
Great to see you, Joshua.
Appreciate you. Bye.
You too.
All right. Good stuff. And as the video said, the 5 Partners in 5-Day Challenge is starting Monday. So you can go ahead and get registered for that now. Sharice or Michelle, if you're able to pop that up on the screen, that would be awesome. And just to remind people how they can get signed up. So not only do you get to observe like you're doing today, but we want you to dive in and join us, which means you will get to benefit and actually walk away with at least 5 partners that you can do potential JVs with to help grow your reach, your impact, your income, your influence, and really step out at a bigger level. Fantastic. So who do we have up next?
Who's coming?
Hello.
Hello, Cheatin' and Corolla. How are you?
Hi, it's Carola, and I'm great. Thank you.
Thank you. It was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. And Shatan?
I was just going to say, how did we pronounce that? Shatea?
I'll let you both introduce yourselves.
Shatan.
All right, let's introduce ourselves.
Hi, everyone.
I'm Carola Eastwood.
And I'm Chetan Parkin.
And our business is Human Design for Us All. What we do is we teach how to use a system called Human Design, which is a self-empowerment system. And we teach it in a way that is fairly revolutionary and really helps people to up-level their results in everything they do. You want to tell them a little bit about it?
Well, I'd have to describe it as the first Aquarian system. And we'd probably all recognize at the moment there is this massive transformation taking place in the world. Everyone is really wondering what's going to happen next. And Human Design, when I say it's the first Aquarian system, we are moving into the Aquarian age out of a very different time frame. And Human Design really puts you on the spot in your own life. And that is what we've been guided to do. That's what we've been guided to teach. We do readings, we do trainings, we do mentoring, we do coaching, getting people up to speed in their own life.
That sounds fascinating. Can you tell us more about who you work with?
So we work with entrepreneurs mainly. We work with small business owners. We work with people who are in the service arenas like counselors, healers as well. And people who have a message to bring to the world. And a lot of our following and the people who we really love to work with the closest are people who have a message that has impact and a process or a product or a service that helps others to transform their lives. So we're about up-leveling our lives, up-leveling our results, up-leveling our being so that we show up in our highest self, in our divine illuminated self, really. And that's what we teach people to do. And we use Human Design as one tool, and you could say it's kind of the main tool. It's the way people start with us to get really clear about their lives and what works specifically for them, because we don't have a one-size-fits-all success system. Right. It's unique to each person.
Wonderful. So tell us more about this gift that you're giving. It's your level 1 training, and this is a very, very generous gift. Can you tell us what people can experience when they receive this?
To me, this is a magical system. It basically, as Carola says, there's no duplicates in the whole of the universe here. So every one of us is living a unique lifetime. And the great point is to find out what that lifetime really is and how we as individuals operate in the world. So our level 1 training is the first step. It's the first step of a 3-part training. And it's complete in itself, and it introduces you to where this magical system came from, what it's all about, how it works. And then we give you access to what we call 3 of 4 keys. The first key is what we call type. There are 5 different types in the world. We each have our own type. It stays with us our whole life. 3 of them are very energized. 2 of them are not so much energized. They're more about giving direction. And understanding your type in the first time is a huge revelation. The next key we give is what we call authority. Authority is how we make decisions as a unique individual. Like, what is our own process of making a decision that is right for us according to our own nature in any situation. And I have to give you a clue, it has nothing to do with what we think about. The third key is what we call profile, and we just make a little start into profile. There are 12 of these different profiles. We each have one for our whole lifetime. And it's basically how the world sees us. There are some people you may have absolutely nothing in common with them, but all of a sudden you realize, we seem to be able to relate on the same level here in some way, and that's what profile's all about. So there are some people much easier to get on with at first glance and first meeting. Other people we have to make a little bit more of an effort, but That's what the profile is all about. So the level 1 training introduces everybody to that. We have access to free reports, so you can get your own chart and you can really get going in this level 1 training.
And the other thing that happens in the level 1 training is it's not only about learning about your own design, which is always fascinating. That's where we like to start. But it's also learning about the designs of others in our lives. And one of the great impacts it has is helping parents to understand their children and what their children actually need. This has been a revelation in the lives of parents we've worked with.
Enormous.
And, people in love relationships, understanding each other. I mean, that's the great mystery, right? And how to work together harmoniously. So the application is endless. We also have a whole business application, how to take your human design and apply it into business. The level 1 training gives you all the foundation that you need in order to understand your own design and to begin to really understand the designs of other people's in your life. And it gives you a way to benefit from it directly, immediately, and even more so over time.
That's fascinating. If many of us grew up with that, where my mom always used to say, treat people how you want to be treated. And I mean, there's certainly truth to that in terms of respect and all of that, but learning about, I think what you're talking about, accepting or learning our individuality, what works for one person doesn't necessarily work for everybody,
Exactly.
Like how I like to be nurtured, for example, it may not be the same for my spouse or for my children. And we tend to do for others what we want, and that doesn't always work.
I know that's the biggest problem couples have often.
Right.
I love you in the way I want to be loved, but that's not what you need.
So this really helps us to learn what, the people who are important to us, what they want and what they need.
Yeah, it's a fun course. It's very easy to understand. It takes you right through it. It's simple enough. It comes with a workbook. So you really can dive into the degree, that you want to. Take it as deeply as you want to, but it really can lead you to some mastery in your life.
And some major revelations.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. I look forward to taking advantage of that. Well, before Corey wraps us up, I have the random question for you that we're giving to, are you like, what can it be? It's not that bad. There we go. All right. Do you two individually, I wouldn't expect you to have the same answer, but you might, prefer coffee or tea?
Oh, that's easy. Coffee.
Tea.
That was quick.
Hot or cold?
There you go.
Ice or steaming hot?
Oh,
Ice?
Definitely hot tea. Yes. Hot tea with a little milk and occasionally a little bit of sugar. Yeah, but chai. I drink Indian chai quite often because I lived in India for many years, and once you have it, it's one of those things. It's so refreshing.
Beautiful.
Wonderful.
Take it away, Corey.
Well, thank you both for being here. So JVologyGiveaway.com, Shetyan and Carola, you have a fantastic gift you are giving to all of our, I'm saying audience, that's not the right word, but for everybody watching and anybody that wants to take advantage, click on Get Gift under their name, valued at $695. Wow. The Human Design Training Level 1. And it sounds fascinating. Thank you so much for being here.
You're so welcome. It was a joy.
Pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
Nobody
We're
wants to be alone, and that is one of the just most impactful things that JVology offers is community and this sense of being better together and having partners and just camaraderie with other professionals. And it's been awesome. I feel like some of my closest and most favorite people are from all around the world. Thanks to this community, but we bring it all together, and especially in today's day and age and under these current circumstances of not being as as mobile and getting together. It's so important to be part of something where you really feel that connection, and you're being up leveled, and that you get to show up as the best version of yourself, and that there's support amongst the people that you're getting a chance to meet. And it's just been amazing. And one of the cool examples of that is our next guest, Ashraf Jamie, who is joining us all the way from South Africa.
Talk about all over the world, right? Hi, Ashraf.
Hi, Corey. Hi, Krista.
Hello,
How are you?
hello. Wonderful. We're doing really great. We're kind of on the tail end of day number 2 of showcasing all different amazing people under personal development. But I have to say, it's such a cool connection. You know, we end up messaging me all the time and right back and forth, and we could just be down the street, but we're on radically different time zones on other sides of the planet. And yet we get to have this cool connection and support in business and all that you're up to. And you're up to some really great things. So we're happy to have you on. And Ashraf, tell us all a bit about you and what you're up to.
So firstly, I must say that I am very happy to be a part of the JVology community. It really is a bunch of inspired entrepreneurs, and I haven't actually met, a community that is this connected and that has this diverse range of, skills and expertise. So it's really great to be a part of this community. To how I describe myself is I'm an entrepreneur. I value solving challenging problems. I actually don't like titles, but if I were to give myself some titles, it would be problem solver, change maker, and coach.
I like that. Problem solver, change maker, and coach. Fabulous. Well, all right, we'll give you a chance to talk a little bit more, but I want to direct our attention to what the gift is that you have, so people can already start identifying if this is something they should take advantage of. So tell us about what you have here, Asha.
Okay, so I decided to put together a masterclass, and it's targeted at mid-career professionals. I consider myself to be a mid-career professional as well. It's targeted at mid-career professionals who are unfulfilled at the present moment, or they're frustrated in their work and they are looking to be more energized and would love to find work that they love to do. So it's a 2-hour masterclass with me, where when you're stuck in your career, you don't know what you don't know, and so I'm going to shed light on what it is that they really ought to know. They're going to be learning things about their values and their skills from a perspective that I'm pretty sure they haven't seen anywhere else. So one of the things that I love doing, and this is how I connected with JVology, is I'm pretty good at identifying the top experts in the world, and then I either learn from them or partner with them or a combination of both. And that is what I've done in the career space. I've got a business partner in the US. He is over 80 years old, and he has trained over 7,000 career coaches. And his name is Richard Nodell. And I'm just very honored to have him as my business partner. And then there's also some other top career coaches that I've learned from. And in this masterclass, I'm really sharing the insights or the gems of what I've learned from them and simplifying for whoever's going to be attending.
Wonderful. So you talk about midlife career, people who are why is that something that's important to you? These are people that are just starting off. They're not fresh out of university. They're not just trying entrepreneurship for the first time. There's some sort of mid-career shift that may be happening, or
Yes,
they're
yes.
curious about.
Yeah, so I was in San Diego at the end of last year, and there was a guy there by the name of Rich Fella, and he shared an interesting perspective. He said that everybody they get to have two stories in their life, and so it's around about when you're mid-career that you have this opportunity to change things in your career that could, really take you in a whole fresh, new, different perspective. Unfortunately, a lot of people just carry on. When they're faced with that decision, they end up just doing the same thing, and I think that is where you get that term. You're going through a midlife crisis.
Right.
And so what I'll be sharing with them is really to get them inspired and energized to make the change. Because life is short. Just last year, I lost a close relative of mine who was younger than me. He was in his late 30s. At the present moment, I've got a friend of mine. She's the same age as mine, and she's in hospital at the present moment. So it's really to get people to, life is too short to be unfulfilled.
So getting paid to do what you love, because it's one of the things that is under your gift. And I think that's really important about what you're speaking to. It is too short, right, to be spending all the time in some career or even your own business if you're hating it, right?
Yes,
no good.
yes.
So you help people, you guide people and help people to do what they love to do.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so that is definitely part of the impact that I would like to bring to the world. Some of the mistakes that they make is a lot of them are too much in their heads, and they're quite overwhelmed, or maybe they're doing the same routine day in and day out, and they might have been in the same role for, let's say, 10 or 20 years. And they might feel like they're a failure, or they might feel like they're defeated. And they might feel like they're too old to learn new things.
Right.
And I really want to show them that it's very possible to quickly and easily have a different future.
Wonderful. I'm sorry to interrupt. It's time to wrap this up. We appreciate so much you staying up late in South Africa to be here with us live. Appreciate it so much. All right, super quick. The fun random question for you is, if all of your clothes had to be one color, what color would they be?
That's a weird one. Blue. I love that. Thank you, Ashraf. Over at JVologyGiveaway.com, check out Ashraf and his free gift of the masterclass for doing the work you love every day for mid-career professionals, valued at $297, and a 2-hour interactive masterclass for, just finding out what do you love to do. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
He's so sweet.
Yes. So great. And for those of you who are maybe just tuning in or joined us recently, as we're kind of wrapping towards the end of day 2 personal development, this is the JVology giveaway, where we are showcasing amazing experts in 6 different categories of business that are generous enough to share their expertise, their love, their resources, and each and every one of them has a gift that is available to you. And when you go into the website, you get to hand select the ones that speak to you. So If it doesn't call out your name, you're not going to get it. No worries. And the ones that you do want are right there for you. Just opt in and take advantage of that. And that's why we get to bring on the experts, introduce them to you live in person, so you get a chance to hear from them personally what their gift is, why, who, if it's going to help you up-level your life in any way. And so speaking of up-leveling your life, we have the beautiful, talented, and brilliant Deidre.
Hello. Deidre, we have the same wall.
You guys totally copied me.
I'm not talking about the wall. My wall's in the mail.
I'm just down the wall from you.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Good to see you.
Wide wall.
You too.
All right. Wonderful to have you with us, Deidre Siriani of Radically Aligned. So many lovely things to say about having you in our community and as a friend. But I will let you do the talking. So tell us a bit about who you are and what you're excited about right now.
Ooh, I'm excited about so many things right now, like being here with both of you. And a little bit about me. Essentially, what I do is I'm an alchemist, I'm a seer, I'm a visionary, and I help people essentially dissolve anything that's in their way and really execute and live their mission and make their impact. So I'm really excited about this work because I truly believe in soul school. So all of the obstacles, all of the experiences that we as individuals need to have in order to really sink in and integrate within our own gifts and have our struggles so that we can be of bigger service to the world. And so on my journey, I had many of those obstacles, trauma, living a life that never really felt like my own, getting really good at checking things off of the list and doing the things that I thought I should be doing. But no matter what goal I reached or what I checked off my list, I kept asking myself the question, is this it? Is this really what love is supposed to feel like? Is this really what success is supposed to feel like? And it brought me down this path of going inwards and really having to ask myself the deeper questions and really understand the universal signs internally and externally that were telling me I was playing small and that I wasn't listening to my soul, to my spirit. And naturally, when we don't listen to our soul and our spirit, a lot of obstacles come into our way, like dis-ease, internally, externally, anxiety, depression, so many different manifestations of resistance and challenge. And ultimately, it caused me to completely change my life and start a new business, start a new path, study with shamans, and really start to understand how our soul, our spirit, our body is always speaking to us. And when we're radically aligned with who we are and who we're meant to be, we can co-create with the universe at an accelerated rate. And that's what I'm excited about, because that's the work that I do. And for so long, I was stuck. I was playing small. I didn't understand the signs. And I was asking myself the question, is this it? And there's so many of us who are accomplishing things, but we're not feeling the way that we want to feel. And it's because something isn't quite right. So that's what I help people uncover and move through and then co-create and accelerate.
You are very clear.
What did you say?
I just said you were very clear, like how you are obviously speaking from a very aligned space in that description. So who do you serve? Like, who are the people that come to you? The people who are looking for that direction, the people that want to get in touch with what's really important to them and heal old wounds? Is there a certain type of client that you work with?
Totally. So it's not necessarily people who want to heal their old wounds because they don't necessarily know that they have wounds to heal yet.
Yeah.
But they're in a space of they're successful. They've got really good at checking things off the list, but it doesn't really feel like it's it. And when I think of the it factor, like when you're having your favorite food or you're with your favorite person, you're not really asking yourself, is this it? Because you're so consumed in the itness of it, right? So it's for people who are probably, overachievers, always on the go, but they're not feeling the way that they want to feel. And they know that there's something so much bigger for them to step into, but they don't know how because it seems so far away from where they are now. And those are entrepreneurs, leaders, visionaries, coaches, people who maybe haven't stepped fully into their gifts, but they know there's something bigger and they're experiencing this question of, is this it? Or that feeling of, I'm playing smaller, something isn't quite right here, but I can't quite put my finger on it. And those are the people that work with me in this program, the Turn Your Light On experience.
Beautiful. Well, that's a perfect segue. Why don't you tell us about what the Turn Your Light On experience, what your gift is, and who should take advantage of it?
Okay, well, I think everyone should take advantage of it because it doesn't matter where you are in your life, you're going to get massive shifts from this experience. It's a 3-day deep dive experience where you're going to essentially understand what exactly is in the way of you being who you truly are in the world, which, the slogan is, it's time to wake up to the truth of who you are and who you're meant to be, which is your infinite self. And so any barriers, any blocks, any resistance, any disease, any challenges that we face is a sign that we're not in our infinite self. We're not in who we are meant to be in the world. So you're going to learn exactly what's in the way because people don't really spend enough time asking themselves those questions. And then in the program, in the 3-day experience, you're going to be moving through them. You're going to have massive clarity. And at the end of it, you're going to feel confident. People leave this 3-day experience feeling super confident, super clear on their life purpose, and really moving through the main blocks and barriers that have been in their way, the physical, the mental, the emotional, the energetic barriers that have been like, I don't know what's in the way, but there's something blocking me from starting that business or from putting myself out there in a bigger way, or, leaving that marriage that isn't serving me, or whatever the thing is that you are having in your life, but it's not aligned with where you should be, but you're not taking that action. So it's for anyone who wants to level up physically, mentally, emotionally, energetically, and have a huge upgrade and a ton of energy. And they're going to walk away with confidence and knowing. And the people who attended this last year have created incredible things over the last year. This year we're doing it online because, the whole C word, won't even mention it. So, we're not saying that word, but it's really about turning your light on. And when our light's fully turned on and illuminated and we're laser focused, there's nothing that can get us off path. We don't get distracted, and that's one of the obstacles a lot of people face. Is there's so many opportunities, or there's so many things that they're saying yes to, and they're not moving that thing forward that they know that they need to move forward. So they need help on quieting the noise, having clarity, being able to see their path, and then take that and move more powerfully. And that's what they're going to be able to do in this 3-day event.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're crystal clear on that. Quick question for you. And that, instead of doing a random question, I'm going to go in a little bit deeper question. You have been playing at a high level with JVology in Mastery, attending Summit, being a part of Global Lounge, all aspects of it. What has it meant to you, or what has your experience been?
Okay, so what does it mean to me? Well, so since everything changed in my business, I guess it was in March when everything came to a pause, I had to ask myself some deeper questions of, okay, I can't travel and bring this event that I'm telling you about right now around to 6 main cities because I was working on that for 6 months. And so I really had to shift and ask myself, how do I still create the same kind of impact in a different way? And so being a part of the Mastery program has really allowed me to accelerate the projects, the things that I was maybe not putting on the back burner in the past, but weren't a priority because they didn't have to be. So it allowed me to change my business vehicle really quickly, gain really great relationships around the world, and feel really supported. And the first launch of a program that I created from everything that paused, I had 30-something people sign up within a couple weeks of marketing it. And although a lot of them didn't necessarily come from JVs, they were more, word of mouth and organic, the confidence that I got from knowing that I knew I was doing it properly, the connections I had, and just that structure of knowing that people had my back and that I was going to succeed, and the community was huge. And I know that the next launch that I do, which will be this fall, is going to be massive because I have everything that I need in order to succeed. And I think the biggest problem and challenge that we face as entrepreneurs is there's so many opportunities, there's so many coaches, there's so many programs, and it's like overwhelming. It's expensive. And we don't have the support. So you really get all of that in the JV community. And that's what I love about it.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And thank you for being our last contributor of the day of personal development. Always a pleasure. And make sure you grab.
Yeah, Deidre, over on the JVologyGiveaway.com, turn your light on experience. Get that gift valued at $197. It's 3 days. So get clear about what it is you want, where you're going. And I think that's a phenomenal gift. Thank you so much for being here, Deidre. Wonderful to talk to you as always.
Thank you for having me. Bye, ladies.
Bye. All right, Corey, we did it.
Another day, another day.
A big shout out to Michelle and Cherise, who are in the back of the studio, making sure everything runs smoothly. Thank you to all of our contributors today. I think we had like 10 or 12 amazing contributors. So don't hesitate, grab your gifts now.
Generous gifts.
So generous and really life-changing if you let it be. So yeah, there we go. JVologyGiveaway.com is where you can grab those gifts. And we will be back again tomorrow with day number 3.
Which is, I think, health and wellness. Is that right? Mostly?
I will say
health and wellness. That's what I have written down. So again, another area that applies to everybody. So be sure and join us tomorrow to meet some very incredibly generous contributors and brilliant guests. We got lots more coming.
Absolutely. So we'll be here live on Facebook at 1 o'clock Mountain Time, 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, or anywhere in between. And we'll be going live with our health and wellness experts, helping you up-level your life and wellness, because what's the use of business if you're not healthy and able to do it? So yes, we are, feel free to comment. If you have comments, throw them our way. We want to make sure that you are supported and not only getting your gifts, but also ready for the Jumpstart Challenge that's next week, the 5 in 5 days. So go ahead and sign up for that as well. And we will see you tomorrow.
Have a great day.